Alright, it's my day off, and today we're trout fishing at Beaver Bend on the Mountain Fork River. And it's been a tough day. This is only trout number 3. I want to say a little bit about trout fishing here at the Mountain Fork River below Broken Bow Lake. I've been fishing here for years. It's not uncommon to catch 40 or 50 trout a day in years past, times past. There was a major flood that went through there, and it just completely rearranged the river, rearranged the stocking patterns. There's just not the same amount of habitat to hold trout like there used to be. I fished there. Well, we fished in this particular end of the river till lunch, and I never got a bite. I never saw a trout. I never saw anybody else catch a trout. It's just swift moving water on bedrock. This hole here used to be 4 or 5 foot deep. Now it's about 1.5 feet deep, and the water just rips through it. As a matter of fact, if you look down the stream, I'll show you, it's just gutted, and there's the old highway. The bridge used to be right here in front of me, and if you look downstream next to this bluff, that's where the bridge ended up washing to. So we went up below the spillway, and when we got up there, I ran into a couple of young men fishing, and they were having about the same luck I was having, and asked me about the YouTube channel. I told them I'd put it on it, so here they are. What's your name?
DJ.
DJ?
And Trendon.
And Trendon?
Yeah.
What part of the country y'all from?
Mansfield, Texas.
Mansfield, Texas? What are you doing here at Broken Bow?
Fish? Yeah.
Trout fishing?
Bass.
Bass? Y'all catching them?
We only caught one.
One?
Yeah.
Well, you're doing good. Stay with it. I've been fishing with my good friend James today, and he and I fished here a lot. We finally found some trout after lunch, but they were all under this bridge. The other end of the bridge has a dam on it holding up some water. And anyways, it made for a deep hole under the bridge, but the only problem was you had to cast from the downstream side, so we began to work on the art of the reverse cast, swinging the line out in front of us, and when you got it to the right point, just kind of roll it back up underneath your feet under the bridge and around the gas lines, and then you just kind of kept it tight and let your split shot bounce the weight down through there. That kind of fishing is not fun, casting up underneath you where you can't see. But after fishing there for 4 hours and not getting a bite, at least we could see trout in the water and had gotten a couple of bites. I did manage to catch one fish when I had the camera on. I probably had 50 minutes of footage on the camera and no fish to show for it. It was just a disgusting, miserable day. The handful of trout that we did catch were all small, and I don't know. Anyways, if that's the only place you can catch trout, that's what you got to do. But I decided I'd try to do something a little different after this. When the going gets tough, the tough get grasshoppers. Now, trout love grasshoppers. The only problem with grasshoppers for baits, you got to go chase them down and catch them. But when you've been fishing for a couple hours and you've only getting a bite every once in a while, chasing down a grasshopper at least gives you something to do. I put this thing on and I floated it through under the bridge several times, and fish would come up, not really interested in it. I never got anything to even really take it. After 20 minutes, I finally put a weight on, fished on bottom, got a bite, hooked the fish, had him for about, I don't know, maybe 2 seconds. I think you can see it here. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that was the extent of it. So we chunked our corn in the stream, and we saw a couple of golden trout in there, yellow trout. I think they call them golden trout. Anyways, they liked our bait, and we left Broken Bow and vowed that we would not be back till they had the stream repaired and resumed normal stocking practices, because if you fished there in years past, it ain't the same Broken Bow. But a bad day of fishing's better than a good day at work. That's still true.